RGH Realty #1 Inc.
The violation search will help somebody if they want to refinance.
Okay.
It comes through a title company.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the homeowner himself wants to do it.
Okay.
Either they want to refinance or they're selling their home.
Mm-hmm.
So they need this
Okay.
particular inspection,
Okay.
a search, to make sure that everything, like I said, there's no added skylights, somebody didn't put a pool in without having self-closing, self-latching gates,
Oh,
or
okay.
if they need a gate, or
Mhm.
they built a deck. So a violation chart will show that
Mhm.
everything is A-okay at that property.
Oh, okay.
And in the event that they want to refinance, it will pass because everything is in order. Everything.
Oh, okay.
We only do exterior. We do not do interior.
Oh, okay.
So if the building inspector comes out to your home, we get a request from Mr. Jones, and they want to make sure everything is intact.
Mm-hmm.
The building inspector will go out and inspect the home outside.
Okay.
You can tell if you have skylights,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't say you have skylights.
Okay.
That would be a violation.
Okay.
We then send a letter
Mm-hmm.
and make, we just, it's nobody is, we don't want to upset anybody.
Mhm.
We just want to make sure that they have all the right, correct documentation.
Okay.
And they will fix it. And
Okay.
then we will send a letter that the violation has been lifted,
Okay.
as Mr. Jones has done whatever we have
Mhm.
asked of him
Mhm.
to correct the violation. If we get a violation search in,
Mm-hmm.
it's either done that, if it's early in the morning and I'm not too bothered with work, we'll take
Mhm,
care of it.
mhm.
Then if not, it's the next day.
Okay.
And it usually doesn't take any more than two to 3 days.
And when you do that, once you receive it from the title company, say if someone's refinancing or purchasing a
Right,
home,
right.
and you receive it, is it something that you receive in the mail from the title company, or do they just they send you a document over for the violation search, and then you provide?
What they do is, in fact, I just got one this morning.
Oh, okay, wonderful.
So they send a request.
Okay.
And they want to do a violation search on
Okay.
such and such a property.
Okay.
Sometimes they might even want a copy of the survey.
Okay.
They send a check because the violation search is $125.
And that depends on each municipality.
Yeah, and it's
Okay.
that way for everyone. I don't know what other municipalities charge.
Okay.
We charge $125.
Okay.
And we pull out the property card, which will
Okay.
tell us Mr. Jones has a pool, Mr. Jones has an added deck,
Okay.
or it's a one-family dwelling,
Mhm.
3 bedrooms, 2-car garage,
Okay.
and it tells you. There might only be one
Mhm.
certificate of occupancy for the home. There was no additional work done in the
Mhm.
house.
Mhm.
So it just depends. As people make improvements,
Mhm.
sometimes people will call and they don't need to get a
Mhm.
building permit
Mhm.
for I want to put a new roof. Well, as long as you're not changing the structure of the roof and you're
Okay.
just replacing a couple of
Mhm.
tiles,
Mhm.
it's fine.
Okay.
So, like I said, it's not a big thing. It's not a something where you're going to get a fine because you didn't do the. A lot of people don't know.
Mhm.
I'm a Brooklyn girl, so I
Mhm.
came from Brooklyn. If you wanted to stoop, 4 of the guys on the block broke the stoop. We made a stoop. We didn't call a building inspector,
Okay,
you
yeah.
know. So we didn't know when I
Right.
first moved here to the country. Well, I needed a deck around my pool because I had above ground pool,
Mhm.
and my cousins came over. We put on some sausage and peppers,
And that
and
was
we
it?
made a deck.
Oh wow.
So, that was it.
That was
and then
it.
the building inspector came around one day and
And
said,
said,
oh, no. So that was that, and I had to do the
Wow.
right thing.
That's so nice.
It's like I said, these are things people don't want to hurt anybody,
Mhm,
and they're
mhm.
not, this is their home.
Uh-huh.
And they moved up here and they want to make an improvement, or they want to, like I said, refinance, or
Okay.
whatever it may be.
Okay.
It's an easy thing.
The building inspector sees an addition on a home, and it's not on the plan, on the survey, or anything like
Or the
that.
property card.
Okay, the
which is
property
important,
card.
right?
Okay, and he sees this when he's going to do a violation search. what happens in that situation?
Well, in that situation, if they did have an added room, that is definitely a violation. Sometimes the building inspector will call that homeowner and say, or he will send a letter, like I said, that there is a violation, there is an extension on the house, without, we do not show a building permit or a certificate of occupancy for that home. Also, the homeowner will get a letter, and then they'll call. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, I built a room. Oh, it's for my mother. She's coming in from China or whatever. So then we say, well, you have to come in for a building permit. You have to do the steps that you would ordinarily have done had you come in and said, I'm going to put an extension on my house or add another room. You have to get a building permit, you have to bring in a drawing, and you have to pay a fee for the permit.
Oh, you do? And the drawing, is it from an architect or from a person?
And then my building inspector will
review
it and make sure that everything is whatever.
And then do they have to...
And most important, that they didn't need a variance. That they didn't go over so many feet of the property line or onto somebody else's property.
And that's a problem.
And that is a problem because you have to go before the zoning board.
Okay.
And we don't know. Our zoning board is very fair, very knowledgeable, and sometimes, unfortunately, you might have to move it, whether it be a shed, has to be moved, or
remove it,
and then that, but they're a very, very knowledgeable board. We have a wonderful board, a very compassionate board too, may I add.
So if that happens, say someone's going to purchase a home and the title company ordered the violation search, and the building inspector finds that there is a violation on the property and it's an addition. And say, for instance, it really needs to be, it has to go to the zoning board for approval, whether it's removed or... So when that happens, how is that a long process? I mean, what happens?
No, it has to be brought into me, documents, an application, a drawing of what they're coming before the board, a narrative explaining why they're coming before the board, usually a month in advance. If the meeting is in July, well then in June they have to get the plans and the survey and a drawing and, like I said, a narrative, and it's a $150 fee to go before the zoning board. I then sent it to the attorney.
RGH Realty #1 Inc.